My name is Agni the Bum of the Nomadic Odyssey crew, and we are continuing our freestyle cookup Sundays. But today's more of a cookup session. I will tell you why. Today's date is July 4th, Sunday, July 4th, 2021. Yesterday was July 3rd, which was a Saturday. And we decided, hey, we're gonna celebrate do all the fireworks and all that yesterday. And we had a blast, yo. Big shout out to my brother Sid, my brother Chow, brought the family over. Um, his lovely girls, his lovely ladies, my nieces came through. And we had a blast. And I'm exhausted. I would keep it 100 with you. We were up late, fireworks, food, drink. We didn't really drink, but we drank a lot of like soda and stuff. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Need to get back on my agua. It was wonderful. It really was. Um, I woke up this morning and was like, it's funny because I'm gonna tell this story real quick. I we were on the couch yesterday and told Chow like, yo man, I'm gonna try to get in the gym tomorrow morning, get some shots up. If I can't get to the gym, I'm at least gonna go for a run real quick, before it gets hot. Um, and then I was like, you know what? Let me keep it a buck. Let me keep it a buck. Let me see what happens. Let me see what happens before I make all these proclamations, right? This is very early in the afternoon. Short story long, I tore my Achilles. That was last February. Oh, my physical camera. I need a better camera for my NPC. I'm gonna invest in one. Don't mind the blurry mess to the left, but we will be getting to that. I tore my Achilles last year, right before pandemic hit. So, of course, I had a rehab outside of kind of a lot of self rehab because you couldn't go to the hospital because of the pandemic, or COVID-19 and whatnot. I'm an avid basketball player, avid fan. Um, Shout out to Chow for the Rockets jersey, for the Elijah One jersey, favorite player growing up. Um, so I'm trying to work back and get like I'm sure a lot of people working out, trying to get back in shape. For those of you that were strong or were able to take advantage of you know, using the pandemic time, salute to you. I had to kind of relearn how to walk and get the strength back on the thing before I can move forward. But so I'm trying to work on getting back into it now. Um, I couldn't today, y'all. I'm sorry. That and I could not muster the energy to at least commit to a 2 hour long freestyle session. I did not have the powers. So today we're gonna be cooking up beats. Okay. Um, I'm going to I'm gonna talk kind of some audio engineering things, at least for how I kind of route and how I kind of make this possible. Okay. I kind of get in high level to my beat making process. I know I've done a few videos and streams before about how I do stuff. And I always just want to come back to it because I know there's plenty of people in different situations. They have different equipment that have different make music different ways. So everything's gonna differ. Again, trying to be a resource to people. Um, and I figured I'd just let people know how I do things. So in terms of my setup, my general process, my beats start. Everything's kind of starts on the MPC. Now, historically, I have I know you can't see it on my desk, but in front of me is is um is a record player that's hooked up to my MPC that's here. It's one of this outlet right here. It goes boom to a record player you can't see on screen. Just because how my table is set up, I don't have a lot of space and then the way the camera is. This is what works best for me at the moment until I can build some things vertically. The DJ controller is right now, normally it is hooked up to the MPC. I had to unplug it. Oh, did my camera, you back? Okay. You back. Make sure you're good. A little bit of a lag, a little bit of a delay. You bugging? Okay, maybe it's a connection issue. And that's fine. I'll deal with that later. Where was I at? So yeah, normally the DJ controller is hooked up, and I use that separately, because the DJ controller actually controls some functions here, and for some reason the wheel impacts the pan of the track. So when he messes with it, it messes with the pan. It doesn't. You can't do any scratching with it. At least I don't know how to yet. So I had to unplug it while I'm doing these things, trying to demonstrate to you how I do my thing. So you'll see it. It's there. I will, and it's not even the best for doing DJ scratching. I did it. I got this particular one because the DJ Control Starlight because it was cheap, and I wanted to have kind of that scratch effect. And of course, normally you have to buy the Serato software to record your scratching. And I hate to. I'm not trying to cheat anybody on anything, but I think it's terrible. You have to pay for the software just to record, just a regular session. Use OBS. Use OBS to record your sessions, and then convert the video to audio, and then there you go. That's my workaround. Sorry, Serato. I know I may have lost any chance at a sponsorship, and I apologize. I just got to keep it a buck because not everybody has the money for that. So that's that. That's why you see the controller, and that's why I don't really use it because it impacts what I do here. So lately, I have been trying to. I want to say this. Not get away from sampling. I have no problem with sample. I sample without limits. Of course, it comes with risk and whatnot. I'm just trying to. I found the MPC, especially the MPC Live, MPC X, MPC One, to be very conducive as a MIDI controller for playing VST instruments. That is where I found the most interesting aspect of this is, right? And because it's very easy to kind of keep things in particular keys when you're playing chords and stuff, it makes it very easy for somebody who is a dum-dum when it comes to music theory for me to keep things kind of in check, but still have fun and explore. My process, for the most part, even though there's a lot of moving parts, is about simplicity, right? So, that's why I got the MPC camera. That being said, to utilize the MPC, the virtual instruments with the MPC, you have to utilize the MPC software, MPC 2.0 Pro software. I think there's another one MPC software that I think you can use as well. I forget, MPC Beats. And I'm not getting any sponsorships because I can't remember the names of products. Oh well, but I utilize the MPC software. Let me see if it will let me share my screen. Share a particular window now. Live Studio. Why is Origin up? Why is there's so many different Origin. And Origin is a video game. EA, it's got so many windows up. What the heck is happening? But meanwhile, the window that I want or need is not there. Here it is. Let me see if I can share it real quick. Okay. Yeah, I caught it. So hopefully you will see this is the MPC software and this is what it looks like. And so this is my basic workflow is I'll start messing around with sounds in here. I tend to start with a drum loop. Of course, like your MPC, you can finger drum. You can do that yourself. Yeah, you can. But I don't want to say I'm bad at my drum lines and how I do drums is a bit different. I'm more slow, more loose, and it may take me a few tries to get it to how I want to sound. And usually my drum lines are very simple, very simple. Just I like to, be loose with the kick and the drum and even the hi hats and stuff like that. Um, I will make a beat like that down the line, but for right now, I just want to find something in the pocket. So I'm gonna go to my sample folder, and in terms of where I get samples from that are royalty free, you can find them online. You can use Splice. I use Loop Masters. They've just historically have had sounds that I've liked and gravitated to. Um, and of course, just like anywhere else, if you buy some, that you get points, and you can get more and that kind of thing. So let me go to my samples folder. So you see me working on the MPC. So I could navigate and of course, use the mouse in the program. But one of the reasons that I like the MPC so much is that you can kind of use the wheel and navigate and work like you're just working on a standalone MPC for most of the time until you have to change something in a particular plugin. Then I go back to the computer screen. So I'm getting my samples. Let me have a particular folder. Oh, kind of like that drum caddy, and I don't think I've used it. Oh wait, hold up. So let me go back. Right now, track 1 is a plugin. So I'm gonna we'll just make it this program. So then we're gonna hit that. I'll load that up. Sample exists, replace it because I messed it up. It's 94. So I'm gonna set it 94. I think it's 1 bar we'll see. I've got a good drum loop, and most people are like, start with the intro or start, build it linearly, right? Or build it like you would a actual song, right? And I like to get to the meat, play around with that, whatever the whatever the chorus or main part of the track is going to be. Then have a deviation for whatever for the hook, whatever, and then I build the intro and outro later, based on the sounds that I'm going to do. But I like to just start real simple, get to the beat, got the drum, then I go to the bass. So then I'm going to go to track 2. We're going to go plug in, and then we're going to load up this program here, and it's called VB Mellow. I love the double bass, kind of jazzy bass, bass sound. So that kind of thing. Key's a bit high, but that's fine. But it's funny because then we could just listen. We play around for the sake of. Leave it as is. I could mess around with the MIDI to turn down the pitch now. We're just gonna keep building what we got at the moment. That's a nice little 4-bar loop, right? Okay, you got a nice drum, nice kind of bass going. So now it gets into, for me, the fun stuff, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this channel or save this program sequence. Excuse me. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna do it. Also, now that we're here talking about saving, we're also gonna save our work, because working in the space of, whether it's you're working on a DAW, working on MPC, or a liking machine that's digital, stuff happens. And you should just get in the habit of saving your work, especially at early and decent stages throughout the project, right? You hate to be deep in a beat or deep in a project, even while you're recording or working in a DAW or you're mixing. You hate to make particular changes, right? All to find out, it didn't save or something got corrupted. Let me see. This is 75. Oh wow, getting deep. 76. I don't even know what I want to call this. I'm gonna call it Clue. I don't know why. For some reason, that's what my brain decided to pull from the ether. We're gonna save it now, right? You hate to get deep into something and then have something happen and have all that progress erased. If it does, of course, there's always something you can do. You can always bounce back. It's not, it's never the end of the world, right? But you just kind of hate, as a creator or creative, to have that happen to you, right? To have that, no, my camera. Yeah, this way. Okay, maybe. Doesn't matter. You hate to have that happen to you, right? It's tough, you, especially for me, everything is based on feel and not emotion. Everything's kind of just based on impulse, right? So, I don't really plan these things out. I just kind of go with the flow, and I kind of know, I kind of have an idea, but not really. I just keep going. So save. Short story long, TLDR. Make sure you save yourself constantly. Okay, so we're on sequence 2, 4 bars. I'll make it 8 for now. Let's play it real quick. Just hey. Okay. Yeah, it's fun, right? It's interesting, but let's make it weird. Let's make it different. So let me go back here. We're gonna add another track, and this is why I save constantly too. When you're working with Mellow, is massive as a plugin. Okay, some of these other plugins are massive too, and I have a ton of RAM on this computer, but Windows, things just happen and things crash sometimes as you pull them up, especially in this MPC software. In a perfect world, and I guess I could technically do all this in Reaper too, because the MPC software is available as a VST. But for the sake of streaming and the sake of my workflow, this is how I like to do it. So in terms of a new plugin, I'm gonna add a new plugin. And you know what, people, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. And unfortunately, VB Mellow and a lot of the virtual plugins from UJam are kind of pricey. So, if for different producers or different music creators that have different means, as much as I love that double bass sound, yeah, it's something I kind of had to invest in. Um, that being said, I'm a huge proponent of what's available. And I know people who have followed me and followed my follow these videos, especially the production stuff. No, the one plugin that I swear by that is free and available, Spitfire Labs. Spitfire Labs, LABS Labs. If you're beginner, if you're advanced, if you're about to load it now, hopefully it does it. This is not against labs. It's just my particular setup. I think it's because I have two high usage plugins. I or high, high usage plugins in terms of RAM and memory. They don't always like each other. So just in case we're gonna save again. Um, Labs is free. I love the sounds. You can use the sounds for anything. Looks like my screen is already sharing. For instance, there is percussion. Let's see, all these are available, and you can trigger them. I'm using the MPC right now, of course, but if you use the software, for instance, Reaper or FL Studio, where you can trigger things using the keyboard, you can do that. If you have you know, a piano controller, you can do that, or any sort of MIDI controller. You can trigger these things the same way. There's a full suite of sounds, and for MPC's sake, like that. I think if we turn it down a bit, we can get. If we go down to one, that closer you get. So there's a full drum kit available. So you could, you have a full suite of sounds, right? There's percussion, percussion. You know, the organic textures is brand new. I just used that on a beat I made last week. I'm gonna just load one up real quick for y'all. And and would that be the worst thing to hear over this? I didn't record that. Probably should have, but I mean, I don't know if that's what I really kind of want on that kind of track, but why not? I mean, it sounds very interesting, right? So, the piano sounds great. I have a soft piano. It's and then if I wanted to hit some chords, I could, oh, that sounds terrible. Go knife. You have knives, right? I have to see. Oh, that sounds terrible. But wait, how about where are my chromatic chords? Where am I? You can really go. But yeah, there's that. I really like it for some of the synths. Oh, the strings actually sound good too. It's an ensemble sound. But I mean, I like the long views. Like yeah, there's a ton of sounds, and they're free, and the quality of the sound is just It's really deep and rich. I've used choir a lot. I mean, I mean, whatever makes sense to you. I mean, as long as it sounds interesting, right? But there's just a lot of stuff. Check it out. Again, it's free. I a Spitfire. I do not have a. This is not sponsored. I'm just keeping it a buck. I have leveraged a lot of Spitfire sounds over the past 6 months to a year. Really, since they had a sale last Black Friday, which is another great time to buy. Check in with these various folks, various virtual instrument providers at different times. They had different sales. Um, I've used a lot of different sounds. Spitfire, this has a lot of, oh, excuse me, great sounds, great sounds. But yeah, we still got our beat bass, but you see how like throwing in a synth, playing around with it, just adds a bit of depth to a beat. Um, you could turn around and you know add something that gives it a bit more punch. But for me, the melody, the bass line kind of provides kind of its own little melody. So I just want to give something to add a little bit of depth and movement. So I'm looking at like a pad or vocal but I just wanted to highlight Spitfire Labs. Spitfire Labs. Let me check it again on the screen. And we're about 30 minutes in. So we're gonna try to finish up this beat, and I'll let you go. It's July 4th. Y'all probably busy doing your own thing. Appreciate you. All right. So if you watch this later, thank you too. So we're gonna go back to NPC. I'm on a textural pad. Oh, Cindy. I don't even know that. Whoa, like that. Can I change the reverb? Yes, you can. You know what, guys? Just play around. Just play around. Kind of haunting in a way. One of the things I love to do, and one of my biggest influence in general, is jazz music and jazz piano. I love to just add a sprinkle of that in. I could do it if I could do it every track. I would do it every track, but I try to do it as often as I can. Which leads me, I'm gonna add another plugin here because I just want to add a bit of something. This is another Spitfire plugin I'm about to introduce, and it's called the Felt Piano. And we heard Labs Piano. Labs Piano was dope for being free. I know the key and chords that I try to hit in the test does not do it justice. Trust me, play around with it, especially for my, my players out there. Play it, right? Play around with it, especially it's free. This one, oh man, the original felt piano. Okay, hold up. Sorry, I just got some. Okay, that's the missus. She's gonna go off and do business things. Good for her. Where was I at? The plugin felt piano. Okay. Sorry, the missus is pinging me. I'm so sorry. You mean to be rude. It's that's so much train of thought too. But it's all good. Better make sure she's making moves and being safe. Felt piano is another one from Spitfire. And I picked it up and instantly fell in love. It was relatively cheap at about, I think I got it for about $30. Or was it 10? I don't remember. I think it was like one of those the special deals. But I just instantly fell in love. It's because it's that little bit of reverb that it has. A little bit. And it just the way it responds to the MPC is just very reactive and expressive in a way. Like, of course, if I want to be flutter, or if I want to, I just love that level of expressiveness that it has. So I instantly fell in love, and I try to use it as often as I can. So you'll hear little sprinkles of this, but let me try to play something. So yeah, I like where it's going. I like that piano adds just a little bit of something, just like the pad does, and it is just different. The drum drives the groove, so does the bass. And I feel like that's just dope for somebody to just hop in and start spinning. As for a where we go from here in terms of like, what does the hook happen, right? So we have our 8 bars. Oh, and real quick, to address why the piano sounds different than how I played it, timing correction is something that the MPC has. It could be a great boon sometimes, but when you're trying to play those rapid kind of notes, that's when it's overly, trying to correct them, thinking it's an error. For the sake of the video, normally I would go back and play it again with it off. But I kind of like what it did. So, hey, we're just gonna rock with it. So there's that. Now, as for this is sequence 2. As for what's a play for a hook? I have a couple ideas of how I want to attack it, but I think we could go back. I want to go back to this first sequence. I want to go back to that, but I also want to sequence it, copy it forward. Now we're in sequence 3. Now I kind of want to get into, some interesting features of the MPC side, right? So what I'm going to do is we're in sequence 3. I'm going to duplicate this program, okay? Now you see it's 3-1. Track 4. Let's go back to track 2. I'm gonna do it again. Duplicate it. Go to program. That's the drum. Duplicate it. So now you see track 1 is program 1-1. Track 2 is program 2-2. 3 has nothing. 4 has the piano. And that's gonna be for a reason. So for our lo-fi fans, we love our tape stops and different things like that. So now if we play this, it still sounds normal, right? Or not? What happened to the double bass? This is not. I copied it, right? Why is it only playing one track? Oh, solo song. I just got a message. Oh man, message from Joe. Sorry. Peace to the homie. He doesn't know what I'm getting into. But yeah, he doesn't know that I'm streaming. But it's all good. So I was like, wait a minute, why is it? Anyway, let me get back to it. Okay, so we have our channels. It still sounds the same, right? And we have a plugin slot available. So I'm going to use XY. It's something interesting. So it has various properties to change kind of the beat. It's a modulation program, I think, right? So you play right now. I'm on the drum. You hear it? to add, right? So the reason why I had to make a new, and this is first off for my NPC users, unfortunately, you can't add the XY output to XY effect to the outputs 1 and 2. What that would do is it would route, it would, that the output is how the sound is coming out, right? It's how the sound's coming to you. And that's all the tracks at once, right? So then it would apply that globally. For whatever reason, at least to that I know to this date, you can't, it will not let you do that. I don't think it'll let you automate it for that specific output. It's something that, so for instance, right? Yes, I have it off. So let me go to the output 1 and 2, right? This is how we this is how we're hearing the whole beat, right? So we just heard that effect on the drum. If we get it here, if we run the whole thing, see, it applies it on the whole beat. To my knowledge, it didn't work before. You can't do it on an output. I also have not tried in a very long time. So let's do it. I know it works on the program level. So program like the individual instrument level, but does not work on the whole level, the big level, the output level. But let's try it for science. So to engage it, we're gonna let it write its automation. I'm gonna overwrite. I'm gonna play it. And we're just gonna see. It won't save it. For whatever reason, it will not write to the particular outputs. So when you get to the program level, right now we're on the drums, I'm pretty sure. See? It's saved. Like that now. I'm gonna go back. Keep playing it. So now we're on the bass track, BB mellow. Same thing. I'm gonna let it run. Something happened. Our piano somehow disappeared. It's kind of in this beat. Okay. That's weird, but it's fine. We can use the opportunity. It's fine. We will save it. And we'll go back to this. This is our main sequence. That's fine. It's good. It's good. So then we will not plug in. We'll take the sequence, right? We'll duplicate it. It's going to go to sequence 4. And then plug in 3. We'll just try to do it again. Oh. Hold up. Is it muted? Let's see what is happening here. I'm plugging 3. There's something happened here. And maybe it's back to the channel mixer. So let's go. Ah, it was muted somehow. It was automatically muted. Why? Why is it that? Okay. So then let me go back to sequence 2. So you hear that key that's kind of off in the beginning because I added another key. I kind of like it. This is another something making it. So what that does mean though is I don't need sequence 4. And I can, let's see. Can I erase it? No. You know what? I don't want to mess up the project. When I track it out, I just want to use a sequence. But so I've got kind of, the part one rap over. I kind of got that breakdown for kind of like a hook or, a transition. Then it comes the intro and outro. And, I'm gonna just start a brand new channel. We can make it the same BPM, which I think was 94. We can make it whatever length. It doesn't have to necessarily be long. It could be 8. Let's make it 8 bars. And we can kind of make it kind of longer. There's no plugins right now. All the same plugins are been loaded, but there's no nothing yet. Let's start with lab. Let's kind of leverage that. Okay. I want to double it. And then I want oh, you know what? Let's go playhead. Oh shoot. Let me use the playhead. I want to get to about 40% because I got time to kind of jump in and play. And then yeah, long intro. So then we'll go one. We were getting hype. Yeah. We the Odyssey. Yeah. That kind of thing. Whoever's on it. Get into fireworks. I'm gonna enter this list when I take a risk when I rhyme. Yeah, gonna make sure it comes up the top. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm ready to bring it to you. Go ahead and talk the lie. Give me the proof so I can enter the deep blue. Man, just be relaxed and cool. I got the thing. That's it. Just keep ripping. See, that's go on for a bit. The MC is a big thing. I'd probably have it go for another 16. Then we're gonna get into the okay. Dance, transition, whatever. Get back. Like that. Alright. Like that. You know? Let it go for a couple bars, you know. So then there's like the outro, right? Whatever you're going to do. So you can just have it, you know, you can do kind of options. You can make something custom, you know, send it out with the bang. You know, you can reuse some of the sections you already have, like, you know, have the hook version go. You can reuse the intro if you want. I don't know what I want to do yet. I just know that it's almost been an hour since we've been cooking on this. And I want to let you go. And I kind of want to end the video. So yeah. What if we learned? Agni is very long-winded. You should, you know, you should, if you don't know that, you should. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Get back to y'all's. I'm long-winded, and you know, in terms of making beats, you know, I know there's so many different techniques and so many different stances and so many different ways to do it. Do what works best for you. I'm just showing you what works best for me. You know, I utilize the MPC. It has a lot of features that makes my life easier, right? So I I leverage this with virtual instruments, some paid for, some free. Um, you don't need an NPC to do this. You can utilize a DAW. Um, there's things that kind of mimic these various features on iPads and Android tablets. There's plenty of software out there. TLDR, find what works best for you and find what sounds best to you and what sounds like the music that you want to make. Okay. I know I love hip hop. So I use a lot of, drum breaks and stuff like that. But I also want to add my own flair. I'm a big fan of video games and sci-fi and anime and cartoons and whatnot. So I like to add elements of that to my beats and my music and even my lyrics and whatnot. I know freestyle wise, I didn't give you anything that was any sort of a gym today. Again, I'm sorry. Go back to the start. I'm exhausted. But at least music wise, I did want to let you in and kind of, just show you my kind of thought process, which is again, I don't want to say limited. I mean, it's just everything I want to do is tactile, is there. It's just I kind of go with the flow. I think how I came up with the baseline is maybe the best example of it, of what I do. It's experimentation, it's having fun, and that's really what it should be. Um, I I don't this is I hope people enjoy my music. I do, but I don't make music to cater to them, if that makes any sense. Of course, I want fans and we appreciate your patronage in terms of the time you take to listen to us, but I don't make music to try to appeal to anybody or to you. No offense, love you, but I do this, I'm doing it for me and the mark I kind of want to leave on the world. And find your sound, find what things you like, go there, use them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You know what? Because you may have your take on it. You could probably be listening to everything I did, but yo, it sounds like trash. Fine, that's cool. Do you? And you know what? I'm gonna listen. I'm probably gonna support you because I believe we need a diversity of sound in music, right? It all shouldn't be one particular genre, one particular style dominate. Yes, I know that's what it is, at least for the mainstream right now. And you know what? There's some things in the mainstream that are just wonderful. That sonically, that are just like really engaging and is dope. And unfortunately, if that's all you expose yourself to, I mean, yeah, it's a great place to be, but you're missing out on a whole universe of music and sound. Don't cheat yourself, man, or woman, or person, he, she, they, whatever. I don't, we don't discriminate. Um, Open your mind up. There's a whole world of music that you can enjoy that can really move you. And this was just my very minuscule, minute contribution to it. Is all right. Again, I know it takes me forever to say goodbye, but I appreciate y'all. Much love, energy, light, strength to anybody that comes across this. Um, I appreciate you. Um, and I hope you have a fantabulous day. I hope you have a great day. And I'll be back. We'll be back soon. Hopefully with more energy to provide better lyrics for you at least. All right. So thank you so much. Take care.